And the thing says that we're live. This is where Mike would usually say, and we are live.
And we're
And
live.
we are. With Battsauce. And that can't be your full name.
No.
Name, right?
It's an amalgamation of my name and sauce.
Why? Did somebody give you that name?
I don't know. I thought it sounded nice, and then somebody accidentally said butt sauce, and then I'm like, yep, all right, it's fine. I've been using it for too long, and I'm like, how did I not see that one coming? That's
So this was a nickname you gave yourself.
yeah.
No, so that's why you should never give yourself a nickname.
Well, Bats is usually what people call me, like in
It's
real life.
Battaglia, right?
Yeah, Battaglia, G silent. Yeah.
Okay. Jeez, man. Battsauce it is. All right.
Yeah.
Now, let's just start here. As we wait for a few people to come in. You have no artwork in the back for E.L. Montague to ask about when he comes in.
Oh, I have artwork.
John Douglas, what is that about? Do you know John Douglas?
I do know John A. Douglas, yeah.
Okay, well that makes this comment make a lot more sense.
Yeah, if you watch my videos, yeah, it's a little joke I got.
All right. And as you may have noticed, the good Mike Molman is not here tonight. He has decided he needs a different hobby. He has taken up pole dancing lessons. So he won't be here with us tonight, and the next time he's here, we'll have to talk to him about that a little bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
EL said he sees pictures on the fridge. Are they postcards? Or are they?
Yeah, a little
children's
postcard.
artwork.
Yeah, little postcards. But I do have pictures. Do people usually just show it up to the camera, or
yeah,
yeah? 1 second, because I got the book. The book in front of me doesn't have it, so I got it. 1 second. I can still hear you, by the way.
Hello, how is everybody this evening? Welcome to the solo show with Bro.
All right. I got a first one.
He's going to do his own cringe chapter next time. So sure. It's POLL. Otherwise, it would be. I guess it's POLE. Never mind. Disregard.
Yeah. So I got several images. I got 5 total. Let me find the first one. Is that something people do like all the time? Put images in there? I feel like I was a little bit unique on that.
I don't know. It depends what it is. Let's see.
Yeah.
You got like pictures. Well.
Yeah. So I got this picture.
And you've got those running all through your book?
Yeah, I got 5 total.
I think that's probably. You said you were a Marine when we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Do you think that has something to do with it? The fact that you need pictures in your books?
Absolutely, yeah. Too many words. Got to break it up with some pictures. It's.
I like picking on Marines because Marines don't take it personally, generally, because you all know you're better than everybody else.
Yeah.
So, the Army gets a little upset about that because they know they've just made really poor life decisions. So.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah. Especially like I mentioned, I worked for the Air Force for a time, and it's just like we really see how bad we had it, and it's just yeah.
My training after basic was at a DoD school, so we had everybody there, and I'm doing some sweeping something, and an Army drill sergeant walks in, and they call the room to parade rest, right, or at ease. That's what they always say, at ease.
Mm-hmm.
And they all take a position that the Air Force calls parade rest. And I'm just sweeping, and I'm like looking around going, dude, I don't get no more at ease than this. I'm sweeping. And the Army sergeant just shook his head and says, oh, fucking Air Force, man. It's like, whatever.
You're supposed to be standing in a very specific way when we.
At ease is at ease. That's, the key is the word ease.
Yeah, it really tripped me up. I mean, I learned earlier in my career that like you guys just all refer to each other as sergeant after like, a certain rank. And then I'm just
refer to each other by our first names.
Well, yeah, that too. But,
the first base I went to after training, I got to, we will talk about books, I swear. I got to I was getting my dorm room, and we call them dorms as well.
I know.
I got to my dorm room, and the dude was on the phone, and so I stood at parade rest in front of him, and he's on the phone. He's like, "Hold on a sec." He said, "Sit your ass down, will you? My name's Bob. I'll be with you in a minute." It's like, oh, all right, cool, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all unless it's an E9, then we call them chief. Everybody else is just sergeant, whatever it is. We don't do the, specific sergeant nonsense. So,
Yeah, it's not bad until you get to like master gunnery sergeant, and we abbreviate. We'll shorten it up to master guns, and most of them are cool with that. But some of them, no, it's master gunnery sergeant, and it's such a mouthful. Yes, master gunnery sergeant. Like, it's just ridiculous.
that's where if an Air Force guy's on a Marine base, we just, sir, how you doing?
Yep.
Not even worry about it. Okay, so you have 2 books out right now, right?
2 books, yeah.
Let's take a look at the first one. You got one of those there?
I only have, because I'm not in my I'm usually in my basement, so I only have the one I'm presenting right now.
Right. Well, hold on a second.
Yeah, sorry.
Joe's first book is, I swear to God, I had it here.
Yeah, Planet of Babel, Dawn Edge.
Yeah, Dawn Edge. It's a nice red cover with a big eyeball in the earth where the United States is, and lots of blood. Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit first, before we get into your latest book, what got you started writing and where Dawn Edge came from?
Yeah. So always had a lot of stories going on in my head. Too big of imagination. But it wasn't until like when I got out of the Marine Corps, I just had way more time than I normally did, and my imagination was going way wilder than it would normally go. And then so I was just like, wanted to get like this strong idea for a story. I wanted to get it out somehow, and obviously it's like just by myself. The only real way I could probably do that is by writing a book. And then I'm like, okay, let's make that a life goal. I'm like, I can do that, right? Write a whole book. It might take some years. It'll be fine. I'll get it done eventually. And then I did it very quickly. I did it well under a year. And then I ended up enjoying the process like a lot. So now I'm just keep on writing after that. But
did you have an idea of what you wanted that book to be, or did you plot it all out ahead of time before you started writing, or just sit down and bang it out?
I had a very vague idea of like something I wanted to have a story about, like an AI, like dystopian type of thing going on. And then so I just kind of weaved the story after that, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's, yeah. So you're kind of a pantser a bit then.
A little bit, yeah.
You don't have like 20,000 words of notes. Like
no. I do have outlines and notes, but they don't break much over 1,000 words.
And so Dawn Edge then was dystopian fantasy, would you call it?
Yeah, I'd call it dystopian. I mean, so it's like, it's supposed to be like, it looks like a utopia, but it's not really utopia. Yeah, so it's a giant AI that has kind of developed the world to the point where people have very mundane, easy lives, and it kind of just gets everything working. But then, like, a school's attacked by some superpowered terrorists, and so it's kind of put a fracture in the whole perfect utopia that the AI has created. And in doing so, like, there's a mystery going on with where the powers come from, where the AI kind of wants to figure out what's going on with that. It has an insatiable curiosity. So then after that, it tries to train its own superpowered students to try to fight off the superpowered terrorists. And that's kind of where it goes. And so a lot of mystery and conspiracy.
How do you develop an AI as a character?
So he's just really a character that's talked about. It's more like I don't know the proper term for it. Kind of hive mindish, but all the robots under the AI have their own sentience, but they're still webbed and overall controlled by the AI. So
Like the Borg.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
We will get a Star Trek reference in here. We will do that. All right. So you put out Dawn Edge 2021?
yes. Yeah.
Okay. So was
I
that your COVID work then?
I think I started before COVID.
Okay.
The editing process took forever, and so
And
cover
editing.
and all this stuff. So I think I did it before COVID. Yeah.
And how has it gone? I mean, after you wrote your book, now you have the introduction to trying to sell your book. And what was that like for the first couple of years?
Well, like I didn't like advertise it. Didn't have internet presence at all. So like, yeah, you see, like there's one review. I had a cover change at some point that wiped away any review I did have on it, which wasn't many anyways. But like, I had no internet thing. I had no YouTube. Had no. I don't even know if I had a Twitter. I was just a lurker. So there was no advertisement that went to the book. So of course, it's like friends and family bought the book,
Right.
and I was just like, I already had the idea for this one, and I knew selling this book would be a lot easier for me because it's comedy, and then I can just be a little bit more full of myself in a more joking manner. Whereas in the sci-fi, it's like I can't really tap into goofy, stupid personality and sell a serious sci-fi book. Yeah.
Yeah, not unless your AI is really like drunk or something.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Okay, so you have the idea for the new book, which is entirely different from this. So set that up.
Okay. So we follow Edward, the main character. He's an illumination toolsmith which basically we got a kingdom that's ran by some powerful wizards, and throughout the kingdom, everyone has magical tools to do like all their jobs and everything like that. And so Edward, being the toolsmith, fixes those tools. So it's a bunch of like allegory and stuff like that for IT work, essentially customer service in general. I want to be very specific on that. Like, you don't have to be IT to enjoy this book, but if you ever worked IT, you kind of need to read this book.
In the book somewhere, does someone say, "Have you tried turning it back on"?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Something like that.
All right.
Something like that. Yeah. I got my own words. I got my own lingo in this. You know, they're not troubleshooting; they're trouble casting. They don't have a trouble ticket system. They have a trouble quest system.
Nice.
So yeah. Anyways, the magic though, the main character starts to get intertwined with a conspiracy that's going on with the kingdom, because something's going on with the magic, and demons keep on popping up outside the kingdom more and more often. So he gets involved in that, and he gets carried around in a mission that ends up being the person that's possibly the only person that can save the kingdom.
So are these demons like analogous to viruses?
No, not like that. The demons are just demons, but there are other jokes like that in there. I got a whole. So I showed you the picture of the web room, right? Get it? It's the web. It connects. It's a room that connects a bunch of these like crystal balls that they have to like communicate with people. And so at some point, I remember there's a virus joke in there because one of the spiders gets infected with something, and I'm forgetting what exactly my joke was in there, but I know it was a virus joke.
Something to do with porn, I assume.
No.
Oh, come on! I expect more from
the book's pretty PG. No blood, no cursing. So
all right, okay,
yeah,
that's almost a little disappointing.
Well, it is very unlike me. I'm usually pretty vulgar, but yeah.
You can make a red band edit.
Yeah, maybe. Well, the sequel to this, because I after I finished this, I came up with a sequel, because so it's called The Dunce Whisperer, right? And the thing is that his superpower is that he's stupid, but he knows he's stupid, because the thing is everybody's actually stupid, but being aware of it allows you to be putting yourself in other people's shoes, and therefore you're able to figure out what they know, right? So I'm like, what's the perfect villain to go up against somebody who's special ability is that they know that they're stupid. And I'm like, Warhammer 40K orcs. Do you know anything about them?
No, I mean I've heard of, obviously, but
Yeah.
no, please elucidate.
So Warhammer 40K orcs, they tap into this power called the WOG, and basically things will work because they believe it works. Like if you like go in, because it's sci-fi, they got spaceships and stuff, and you look at their ships and stuff, or they don't have spaceships. But anyways, if you look at their vehicles, like a normal person will look at it and be like, "There's no way this thing can run." But because the orcs believe that it will run, it runs. Or if they paint things red, it'll go faster because red things go faster.
So they're Russian.
Sure, yeah. But yeah. So I figured that would be like the perfect, most interesting type of villain to go up against the hero that I have created in this.
So you have now they're obviously not Warhammer orcs. Are they orcs?
Yeah, they're not Warhammer orcs. Well, I haven't written that one yet though, but that's the plan. You know.
Oh, okay. So that's the next one.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about this one. Now I'm confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said well for the sequel. I forgot how I started it. I'm sorry. I'm drifting.
Show the cover. You haven't shown the cover of the book yet. You've shown the inside.
I have. Yeah. It's got a guy a little fixing something.
The Tale of the Dunce Whisperer. Now you have got to pay that off.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Dunce Whisperer?
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, there's other ways you can phrase it, like the idiot interpreter. You know, so it's like, 99% of people's issues, like, and even the tech themselves, like the things break because you did something stupid. It takes somebody else to kind of look at what you did wrong. So he's the person that's kind of just going to be like, okay, I got to put myself in the shoes of somebody doing something stupid. Right. And you get like people, especially in the IT field, they'll be like way too technical trying to figure out something in every which way. And then they can't figure it out. And it's like, well, you didn't do something stupid. Like, restarting, how many times does restarting something fix it? And it's like, how many customers bring us computers and they never even try to restart it? And it's like, yeah, you gotta be, yeah.
So is a lot of what is in this book directly culled from your life as an IT guy?
Yeah, there are a good amount of experiences. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine and some
you
like
sit there and work and just wait for somebody to ask you some dumb shit question and with the notepad, just like, yes, thank you very much.
There was a few of those, but most of them are from past experiences. Also, like some coworkers as well, and some of their stories as well.
Give us a taste.
Well, okay, so I got
not necessarily from the book. The coworker story is fine. Because I mean, let's face it, TikTok is made off the back of people doing dumb things.
Absolutely. Well, okay, so this is not. Well, let me just show you, right? So I got this other picture. So this is the good idea fairy. I don't know if you've ever heard of anyone called a good idea fairy before. It is something from like old Irish like folklore. Ella Enchanted, that movie. So the fairy, which is a good idea fairy in that movie, comes to the mother and makes her child obedient because she's like, oh, what a great idea. We're going to make your child, like, what parent wouldn't want an obedient child? And obviously it's a complete disaster. So that's what the good idea fairy does in this. And so I relate it's like that person that comes in and they're new and they're a supervisor and they just know how to fix everything, make things better, and have like 1,000 ideas for new meetings and stuff, and more presentations you're gonna have to do, and just look, I say this book, it'll be the most cathartic thing you'll ever read because you're just gonna be like, I know this boss, I know this coworker, I like, please no, but also you can't turn away.
Yeah, I mean, everything you've said so far, I can relate it to something damn near today, in a regular work office with people sitting there going, oh, I have a great idea. It's like, oh my God. No,
you're going to ruin all our days. Yep.
And they always have the great idea like around 11:30 or 3:30.
I was going to say more towards the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm ready to go. It's like I don't. It's like we're going to need a PowerPoint present. It's like no, we don't. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's something very similar happened because it's not just maybe necessarily one person. It's like because you get in a big corporate type environment. Like my wife, she's like really busy. Like her, around the holidays, it gets even more busy, and she's just scrambling around. And then all of a sudden, corporate comes down. They're like, "Oh, we got this thing to help out improvement of work. We're gonna have you do a presentation for this one project you did," and you're like, "So we're gonna have a teaching movement to how to improve work flow or whatever exactly was by giving me more work while I'm like not legitimate work while I'm really busy working with customers and stuff like that." That's fantastic. Thank
Yeah.
God you guys are getting paid money like to come up with these ideas.
I'm amazed at the level in government work, the level of people who have to review things that really don't matter that much,
Yeah,
and how many of them have to see it. It's come on,
yeah,
this
and yeah,
cannot be the most important part of your day.
like I've told you, I have way too many years of experience in government. You kind of like start to figure out like I told you I worked in Quantico for years, so it's like some of the top brass, and you just find out that most people's jobs, even the generals, are just working on a PowerPoint, and maybe not even the whole PowerPoint, like just a slide to a PowerPoint for their boss, who's working on this PowerPoint for another slide for a PowerPoint for the general or something like that. So it's just all this like fat that you're like, this is insane.
And how far up the ladder you can go is largely, right there lockstep with how long it can take you to produce like a 10 slide deck, right?
Yeah.
If you can make that take all week, you are management material.
Yeah, you got to look busy. If you don't have the appearance of being busy, it doesn't mean like doesn't matter the actuality of the situation if you are busy.
Right.
Like you're going to get rewarded for that. Like
And does that work the same way in your book?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like one of the experiences I took like with the Trouble Quest system, because quantifying, I got a whole chapter on quantifying because that's like that word was like a curse to me, because everybody wants everything quantified, but like it doesn't, just because you're seeing high numbers doesn't really necessarily equal good. So they're like, a lot of times you work for a company and they're like, okay, we need you to complete 30 tickets a week. You're like, okay. So you go to a queue or whatever, and you get somebody may give out the tickets, or you might grab the tickets. In the case that you're the one that grabs the ticket, you get people who are going to specifically take the ones, because you can just look at it and be like, oh, I know how long this is going to take. And they'll take ones, like 50 of them, that are like literally 2 seconds of work, and not actually helping the team, where you get stuck with the tickets that take days. But the thing, it doesn't matter because each ticket is equal, which is, I don't know what the logic behind that is.
Well,
And so
that's the government. They like to count things,
yeah,
and in my job, I'm constantly going on. It's like you are counting the wrong stuff.
right.
The stuff you're counting doesn't matter. It makes no difference whatsoever. It's easy to count and quantify, but you basically just quantified that this is a pile of shit, and it doesn't really matter what you're. It's just what it is, right? So what?
Yeah. And you get the supervisors too. They're just like, we got to get the numbers up. And it's also like, we're on case basis for issues, right? Like it depends how many issues people have, but they're trying to pump the numbers up however they can. And it's all ridiculous and silly and just distracting from actually doing work.
Now, Tim McKay, part of the Tim Mafia here, said bureaucracy sucks. And if I can steal some of your time for a minute there, Bat, I'm going I can't say Battsauce with a straight face. So
Say Bats or Joe. You can call me
fine.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Maybe I can go with Joe and Roe. You're on the Joe and Roe show.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy does suck, but bureaucracy is also great. If I can relay to you a little story. So, stationed overseas in 2001, after 9/11 and all that, the base we were at did a big air show every year, and the commander had like 50 of his people around the room, and he's saying, "Okay, let's talk about the air show next year." And he went around every person in there, and I was one of them. And we all said, "Yeah, we don't need to do that this year, right?" It's like we got a lot of other stuff going on right now. We'll just kick this down a year. We'll be fine. And then he said, after all that, he went, "Okay, now let's figure out how to do it."
Yeah. Why'd you ask us?
It's like, okay. Now,
yeah,
it could be considered mutinous, I suppose. But the 50 people in that room used the bureaucracy so well over the next 6 months that there was no way that thing was going to happen.
That's true. But is that bureaucracy or is that just...
Oh, no, it was pure bureaucracy.
I got something similar like that in this book, because it's like he'll get a project. Like, well, first of all, he made the main character makes the mistake of suggesting an idea. So then that turns into a project with a time limit on it, because he suggested something that might benefit people. And he's like, I don't even know if this is possible. So he's just like, okay, so I'm just gonna hope she forgets. So I'm just gonna kind of just stay off of it and talk around it. So eventually it turns into like, are you working on something? Like, I don't think so. I don't think I'm working. I don't project. What are you talking about?
My last couple of years in the service, I would do that a lot. Is you would get emails, right? You'll get, and it happens today even as well. But the idea fairies would, as you say, will come up and they would send you something, and looking at it, it's like, okay, this is rubbish, right?
Yeah.
This is something that does not need to be done. And you know what? I am going to forget about it. I'm going to put it in a folder over here, and I'm just not going to mention it again for about a month. And if it goes a month and nobody mentions it again, it doesn't need to happen.
And that's the go-to. And then like they're also, because they're good idea fairies, they're already on to other good ideas. They're just going to naturally forget.
Sometimes they'll remember, right? And they come up and say, "Hey, whatever happened to that idea?" Yeah, we couldn't make that happen. Whatever it is. Like we can look at it again if you want, but I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, I did that. I did it so many times, and like, and I knew, like, I was the only one keeping track of this stuff too. That I knew that I was like meant to forget it too, and they would you'd start to get the impressions from them being like, I know that you keep on doing this, like I'm forgetting thing, but I don't remember enough to be justifiably like angry. So
right. So I guess so Tim, bureaucracy does suck, but for every shadow there's a little shiny sliver of light, and it helps us not do some things, and quite honestly things that don't need to be done. But if you're telling us that that's what this book is about, or runs through the heart of it, there's nobody who wouldn't see themselves in this book, and that's kind of a vein of gold there, really.
Oh yeah. So I mean, like, right out of the book, I say it's Harry Potter meets Office Space, because Harry Potter for the fantasy stuff, Office Space because that's the type of humor that I'm trying to capture. And well, it's Mike Judge, and you just don't have enough of that like cathartic humor that's going around. Like I just watched it recently again. It's just like all this stuff. It's so relatable, these experiences that he's going through, and it's just, I love it. And I'm like,
it's not that I'm not motivated. It's just that I don't care.
Yeah.
I have 8 bosses, Bob.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it's such a good rewatch too. But what is it? I've been telling people, it's like the one of the jokes stands out too, where that lady comes over to him and she can see that he's just like, he's not in a good mood, and she goes, "Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays," and he's like, just end. I can't. I hate that catchphrase. And he's like, if I hear that again, just end it, right? So it's like, yeah, that exact cathartic experience is what I'm trying to replicate in here.
I saw something actually in this last week where they were saying that the character played by Joe Root, the dude with the stapler.
Yeah.
That was actually based off a real thing that he saw at work.
Definitely.
He saw this guy just continually kept getting moved in the hopes that he would get so annoyed that he would quit.
Mm-hmm.
So
government work, the amount of people, it's a little different with the DoD, because when you get a civilian, a government GS civilian that doesn't want to work, it's like, well, great, that's just somebody taking up a desk now, because they're never going to get fired. And the best thing you can do is just not give them work, because if you give them work, they're going to mess it up, or create more conflict for you. And it's just this terrible thing that's happened way too many times, because the military, the military guys, active duty, will take over because they have to. They'll take over the work.
When I taught ROTC for a while, we actually did have a session where I talked to the future lieutenants about that kind of thing, and we told them all, it's like, you're going to run into these people, right? I mean, you just are, and you got to put in the effort and do the paperwork. You can get rid of them, but it probably won't be you, because it takes years.
Oh yeah.
But if you hand the person who supersedes you a folder on them, half of their work is done. And if they continue it, you can make it happen, right? It just, there's a lot of protections for civilian workers.
Too many.
Because I am one. So,
Yeah, I was for a time as well. But no, it's because I've had plenty of them, but there was just this one guy. It was astonishing. You'd be like, the amount of not work he did. It's like, I'm not over exaggerating at all. The guy did he answered a reply to maybe 3 emails in a year time period, and I'm not being exaggerating on that at all.
I was stationed in upstate New York back in the 90s, and I went to throw something out on a loading dock, and there was a guy out there on a smoke break, a civilian on a smoke break.
Yeah.
He was smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
I went back out there about 45 minutes later, and that dude was still there smoking that same cigar.
Yeah. Of course.
Like, wow, that's a job right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you have a video, right?
I do. Yeah,
you want to show that thing? You want to set that up before I put it up there?
It's right there. You just gotta.
Yeah. You want to just tell people what it is we're seeing?
You're gonna see greatness. It's really all I can say. It's greatness.
I don't think I could set it up any better than greatness. All right, let's put this up here then. Something new, a video within a video for y'all tonight.
Beauty. What is that? And how do we determine if something is such? Some people are perplexed by a question like that. But those people are not me. With great power comes great responsibility. And I'm here to give the world beauty. There's a lot of ugly in this world, and we should call it what it is. Brandon Sanderson. Generic. Patrick Rothfuss. All fluff and no substance. Joe Abercrombie. Meh. Robert Jordan. More like Wheel of Lame. Frank Herbert. Boring. J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah, he's okay, I guess.
Whew.
George R. Martin. I don't even need to say anything about that guy. I'm releasing a new masterpiece. Engracing the world with beauty. Illumination Toolsmith. The Tale of the Dunce Whisperer. You're welcome.
In a kingdom where the on a go. With a hammer and a smile, he's ready to roll. Fixing broken dreams, making stories unfold. Hey, hey, he's the problem solver.
Nice. Right. What prompted that?
What prompted what?
Doing that video for your release.
I had inspiration. I don't know. I gotta, make people laugh. If I can make people laugh, I feel like I can sell a book. That's the best way to win people over. Plus, it confuses people. I love it me in that beret and that turtleneck is like my profile picture on Twitter, and it just throws people off. They just can't tell if I'm being serious or not. And I play with it all the time with that.
Well, apparently it works.
Yeah.
What saved you? What saved you was, I guess Tolkien's all right.
Yeah, yeah.
You said Tolkien, and I'm like, oh man, you are going to lose people hard here.
I know. There's nothing you can legitimately, because look, every joke needs a little bit of truth in it, right? There needs to be something truth in there, and nobody's gonna buy any insult really to Tolkien, as a whole. But yeah, no, I mean Brandon Sanderson. I love Brandon Sanderson. I'm a huge fan. I'm getting Stormlight, in a couple days when it comes out.
Now when you put this video out first, did you tag Sanderson in it? No,
I should have.
Yeah, absolutely. You should.
I should have tagged a lot of people. Yeah. But
what's the worst that could happen, right? Is you could say, "Oh, who the hell is this?" And
right. Yeah. If you want the book, I guess you can. I don't know if it's in the description or not, but if you follow me on Twitter, it's right there. And because sometimes Googling, it gets weird with Amazon books.
This is, usually this is where Mike would be chatting and I would be trying to.
So if you type in
giant link up here, it goes over two different things. So there's a better way. Let me figure that out.
Oh yeah. So in the private chat, I put a one that's a much shorter link in the.
All right. Okay. That's.
Yeah, I had to go to a thing to make the link shorter, nicer.
All right. Here, ignore these. Let me just delete this freaking comment.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is what happens when a two-person show becomes a one-person show. We have this kind of nonsense. All right. So, when did this book come out?
In the beginning of November, so November 5th.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's only been out for a month.
Yeah.
And what's the response been so far?
Positive. It's still getting to people's hands. But I only expect the best response because it's the best book ever written. So I don't know what else there would be for that. So. And
your paperback is only $8?
Only $8. Yep.
So are you doing this through Amazon or?
Through Amazon, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
you're not making a ton off these books then?
I'm making 40 cents. I don't know, something like that. Oh, I'm getting in people's hands. I care about the story. I think people are gonna really enjoy it, and so I don't care about making money on this.
Who did you
also a great gift idea for anyone?
It really is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Cheap gift. You got to do a Secret Santa or something like that. You get them the book. Yeah, I got my picture, on. Let me show you people. He just sat right next to me, but I got my picture plastered all over this book, so he's right now going dad. Yeah.
Who does your interior art that looks like superheroes?
Okay, so I got the one with the 4 people.
It was in your video.
Yep, that one is Matt Barr is the artist for that. Most of these guys are comic book artists. I know a lot of comic book artists, so I was able to get them to help me out.
Good people to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they hooked you up, and you have some original art hanging up in your basement. Then
I will. Not yet.
That's always nice too. Yeah. Awesome.
Waiting for that 40 cents to
add up a little bit.
To
You're giving your stuff away, but he's not giving his away. Is that what you're telling
me? Yeah. No, oh man, where is it? I'm trying to get it in the book. It's towards the end. It's yeah, I love this one. It's great. I love it. You kind of got the main character. I don't know if I mentioned it's like, yeah, halfway through this, it turns into an action comedy. Because he's got to go save the kingdom. So he uses a lot of things he's learned and everything throughout his fixing stuff, and he becomes the ultimate weapon against the kingdom because he knows all the secrets. If you just tell people you're IT, they're going to let you into secret places and not check.
Yeah, it's true, right?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like something that wouldn't be it wouldn't be out of place in like a Discworld novel, like a Terry Pratchett Discworld kind of place.
Yeah. I've only read Going Postal so far, but yeah, no, totally. A little bit more British humor, right? Hey, buddy.
Yeah. So what you're going to stay in this world then for a while? You're going to stay with this kind of comedy genre?
Well, right now I'm working on the sequel. Yes, buddy. I'm sorry. Yo, go watch TV, dude. Go watch TV. I'm working on the sequel to Dawn Edge currently, but then I'm using this world for other fantasy worlds because I want to do my epic fantasy, without the comedy. And that's going to take place in the same world. I'm doing a lot of stories that are taking place in the same world, just different time periods. Like this is more of the future time period of that fantasy world. There's a lot of world building thrown into this as well, scattered throughout.
Oh, nice. All right, so excuse me. I don't know how much you've ever watched this show. Mike does something called the Bald Dome, and Mike's not here, so I'm going to take Mike's IP and I'm going to mess it up. And I don't have dice, so I will just make stuff up.
Sure.
It will be, I guess, the Balding Dome.
Yeah, let me real quick. Let me fill up his snacks.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You've got to go do that. Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
All right. Chat group. What do you have in mind? I will take. I don't have a big list like Mike has. I haven't had ChatGPT gin up anything for me. So if you have an idea for a potion or a creature or something, yeah, I'll make it up if I have to. Okay, bulldog, good. Fuchsia potion? Why? Okay. All right. All right. So. Your main character's name is what?
Edward.
Edward. Does he have a last name?
No.
Yeah, people don't write last names a lot. Yeah. So Edward's job is what?
He's a toolsmith. Illumination toolsmith. Now,
is that like illumination as in bright light or illumination as in pretty drawing with ink?
Like bright light. It's the name of the magic in this kingdom.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So does he have any powers himself?
No, he himself does not have powers. It's everything from the magical tools.
All right. So where can we put him? Let's see.
You gonna put him in a versus against anyone? Because he's gonna win.
A what?
I said you're gonna put him in a versus against someone. He'll win.
He'll win?
Yeah, of course.
Freaking challenge accepted now. Hold on. Oh shit. Okay. Let's see. He is on I'm trying to think of the name. I keep forgetting words, which is really annoying. Oh no, what bet did you lose to have to do this, Ro? Okay. I know all these things are coming up here real quick. What about a mechanical riding toy outside of a Bojangles? No. He is on an airship of the variety. What's the genre with all the gears and stuff?
Steampunk?
Huh?
Steampunk?
Steampunk. He's on a steampunk airship. He's the only one on it, except for This is where Mike will give you a choice of a weapon or a common item.
Okay.
So if you get a weapon, and I will keep Mike's rules, he will face a magical creature of some type. And if he takes an item, he will face a regular creature.
But wait, if he takes an item,
It'll be a mundane item.
Oh, mundane item.
He will face a mundane creature.
I'll give him his hammer. Mundane item.
You don't get to pick the item.
Oh, okay, sorry. Give him a magical item.
A magical item.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know what it is, but it would be something kind of like this, a little thicker, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like twisty bits to it and things. So it is a magical item. We're gonna see. It's if you're a TV watcher at all, you could figure out what it is.
Oh yeah. It's
You got it.
I don't watch Doctor Who, but I yeah.
But you know what it is. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So now we need a magical creature to go. I'm really tempted to take one of the creatures from the creature creation thing and put the Samboni in there against you, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go with just a plain old bog standard Hydra. Okay. So you're on an airship and you're on like the quarterdeck and you look across and there's a Hydra and he looks at you like a snack.
Okay.
Now, Mike will just let you do whatever you want to do. I'm going to play the Hydra in this scenario, so I'm not going to let you just say, I point this at him and he dies and I'm done for all. No, that's not the way this is.
I'm pretty sure that's how the screwdriver works, though.
Well, it could actually be. I may have overpowered you a bit.
Yeah.
All right. What are you going to do? Oh, you also have a potion. Sorry. You don't know what the potion does, but it's plaid colored. So
well, my character drinks the potion right away.
He's going to drink the potion right away?
He's going to drink the potion right away, yeah.
You have the overwhelming desire to bake cookies.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so there's a Hydra. He's on top of the ship?
The Hydra's on the other end of the ship, right? So you have those two areas, and then it kind of goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
You're on this area. He's on this area with like the steering bit. You're at the front.
Well, I want cookies right now, so I'm going straight to the kitchen.
So you're going to just go down into the galley.
Yep, I'm ignoring the Hydra. It's not really important right now. I realize that there's no materials to cook cookies. That's an issue, right? So an airship.
I mean, what's in a cookie?
Dough.
You could certainly make dough. They've got to be able to make bread, right? It's a flying ship. You're not in the ocean.
Yes, but we need sugar and chocolate chips because you just can't do it without that.
Hold on. Let me do what Mike does. Hold on. Yeah, you got all that. And if anybody's wondering what I'm rolling, it's a big thing of push pins.
Okay. So at that point, I then go. Oh wait, I got. You said I do have that. Okay. All right.
So while you're cooking the cookies, the Hydra, who is terribly confused, starts ripping up the deck flooring trying to get to you.
Man, I don't know what the screwdriver does, but I know it's like incredibly overpowered. Either way, I don't need the screwdriver. Toss the screwdriver away. Character doesn't need it. He still has some of the potion left, right? He didn't drink it all.
Sure. There's a little bit at the bottom, and that you can't give it all away.
Yeah. So he starts to make some cookies. He's able to get them done before the Hydra can get to him. Very simple. Through a new heating process.
They're burnt,
but
because you had the oven too hot.
Exactly. And then right as he's about to, what's that?
What do you want the extra potion for?
Oh, well, because right as he's about to be eaten, he does a dodge roll, lobs the potion in the Hydra's mouth, takes his cookies, obviously eats a few. He's hungry for cookies, and then goes up top.
By the way,
What's that?
He's not happy with the cookies.
No, but that's okay because now the Hydra really wants the cookies, and now
Hydra wants to bake cookies.
does the Hydra know how to bake cookies?
I don't know.
Because the Hydra and the Hydra's mind is kind of all the same, right?
Maybe he's looking at you to help him.
Yeah, yep. And
Might
now,
solve your oven temperature issue.
as the Hydra's guide, he would say, "Look, this is the only ingredient. I use all the ingredients to the cookies. So your only option is to use these ingredients of the cookies that I've made to make new cookies." And Hydra's, of course, like raw. Yes, of course, that's the only thing we can do. So my character throws the cookies over, and then the Hydra goes to chase the cookies off the ship. Boom, Hydra dealt with. Easy.
Hydras can fly, man. They have wings.
What? No, they don't.
Do they not? Google knows the answer. Hold on. I thought sure they did.
No, they don't have wings. I'm seeing no pictures of
they do
Hydra.
not have wings. What the hell am I thinking about?
Easy.
You just murdered a Hydra for cookies.
Yep.
Nice.
It was easy. It was too easy. I told you.
All right.
Character's gonna figure it out. Didn't even need the magical item.
You really didn't. Well, you needed the potion.
He did. Yeah, he did need the potion. Yeah.
And you needed to not drink all of the potion.
He's a risk taker. He's gonna drink the potion to figure it out because he's got to do tests.
For the longest time, nobody would drink the potions.
You see, that's why nobody will remember their name.
If the Hydra had wings, I would unsubscribe. Thanks, Tim Wolf. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Show us your books again.
Okay. Well, I only have this one
I've
at
got your links
arm's length.
to be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that a little closer. Bring it right in. Tell everybody why they should buy it right now.
And, I got it plastered all over the book in case you're, ever need to
give
get
you
it
a point
again.
just for wearing a beret because this was the first appearance of a beret on Bald&Balding.
Yeah. Not the first appearance of a turtleneck, though.
Maybe.
Mm.
I think you may have gone 2 for 2 there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good God. I don't know if I'd be proud of that.
It's whatever.
We might put you on.
At least I'm winning. That means I'm winning. I'm a winner. So that's what I take from that. That's
right. And you beat a Hydra without even using a sonic screwdriver.
It was easy. It was too easy.
With cookies of all things.
I'm like, all I know about the sonic screwdriver is that it's completely overpowered.
Oh yeah, it does everything you need it to do until the plot demands that it can't do it.
Yeah.
But whatever. All right, so $7.99 for Illumination Toolsmith Tale of the Dunce Whisperer. Who's the dunce?
The Dunce Whisperer is the main character. Everyone's the dunce.
Oh, everyone's the dunce.
Everyone's the dunce. Yeah.
He just has everybody's kind of figured out.
It's this, logic that's just like nobody's as smart as you really think it is. Like, take the smartest person that if you talk to them for too long, you'd find out they're probably not as smart as you thought they were. Even yourself, right? It's just we're not as smart as we like to think that we are.
Yeah, you really do notice that after a while, like when you first meet someone. It's like when a new girl comes to your school, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, oh, wow, she's really pretty, right? And then after about 3 weeks, it's like, yeah, she's not that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
John 4 says it's symbolic of everyone with a phone and corporate AI trying to turn us into mindless consumers. John, take your medicine. I told you before, man, you've got to stay on your meds.
Mm-hmm.
Tim McKay says, great Troy reference. I don't know who said something that may or may not have been a great Troy reference.
That's why nobody will remember your name.
Who?
That's why nobody will remember your name. Because when you said nobody takes the potion, I was like, that's why nobody will remember their names.
That's true. Yeah. All right. $7.99 for the book. Is it available in hardcover?
No, it's not. Softcover.
Okay. Is there an audiobook?
There will be a campaign for it probably in February. So follow me. You'll get more about that.
All right. His link tree has been scrolling on the bottom of this for 15 minutes. So if you, I sound like your mom. She has a weird voice for a lady. So look up his link tree. Go to his stuff. Follow him. When are you going to start your link? Is it a Kickstarter?
Yeah, I'll probably be doing a Kickstarter. And I'm going to do in February from some advice from people. But yeah, it'll be for my
over the holidays. Yeah.
Well, apparently December is a bad campaign month. So, and I was like, nah, I'll just do February.
All right, cool. And when do you think the next one will be ready?
The next book is going to be a while. Especially if I do actually fund the audiobook. It's going to take time to do that as well. Well, buddy, whoa, 1 second. Sit down, dude. Sit down.
Man's on a mission. John 4, dude, I was just making a joke. Never mind. So everybody else, we're getting ready to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here and putting up with me on my own tonight. Mike should be back if his pole dancing lessons don't go well or if he hurts himself. When will Mike be back? We are back not until the 10th of December with AJ Poppy Alexander and her book, Not Your Mountain. And then we have Morgan Shank on the 12th. And the 13th, 17th, and 20th, we have a bunch of guests coming in for producing your book, publicizing your book, and selling your book. And I think I'm only going to be here for one of those three. But anyway, yes, the 10th is when we're back. So go buy Joe's book. It's almost Christmas. If you order it now, you should have it by Christmas.
You will.
Can you order it from your website? Do you like sign it and send it to people, or
go to Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll have like copies that I'll have like a stock of it, but right now I'm just doing Amazon. Get it on Amazon, then review it on Amazon. Try to get into that Amazon algorithm, but
yeah, the reviews are important. Absolutely. How are you doing review wise on this?
I got 3 reviews. That's pretty decent.
You got 4.
Oh, I got another one.
You got 4 ratings.
All right.
All 5-star. You're 100% in the 5-star. If you have ever worked in IT, you will love this, said Brian.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, really, honestly, it's a perfect book. What else can you give it besides 5 stars?
Like Office Space, but with magic. Get ready to thoroughly enjoy the magical journey of the Dunce Whisperer. And Eva says, best book ever? ? This is the best book I've ever read, which was a surprise to me. Go read that. Just go read the these are some of the better reviews I've ever seen. So go read his reviews. And then read his book.
Hey, right. If you're not sold by then, just read the first page. The first page will sell you guys.
That's
if it doesn't, then that's a personal issue. You got to go probably see somebody about.
The cover alone should do it, really, if we're honest.
Yeah.
All right. Any parting words?
Yeah. Just if you're thinking to yourself, what can I do better in my life? Read this book. That's a simple answer. It's really that easy, guys. I don't know what else to tell you.
All right. Don't forget the floss. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on the 10th. And we'll do this, and I will hit this button that says end stream, and we will go away, and you can go on with your lives. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you coming to join us.
Thanks for having me.
And let's see. This is where Mike always says.